This season, Instacart has your back to school. As in, they've got your back to school lunch favorites like snack packs and fresh fruit. And they've got your back to school supplies like backpacks, binders, and pencils. And they've got your back when your kid casually tells you they have a huge school project due tomorrow. Let's face it, we were all that kid. So first, call your parents to say I'm sorry, and then download the Instacart app to get delivery in as fast as 30 minutes all school year long. Get a $0 delivery fee with your first 3 orders while supplies last. Minimum $10 an order. Additional terms apply.
On today's Smart 7, Nottingham Report raises NHS questions, Tory contender attacks PM over riots and much more. It's Wednesday 14th of August, it's World Calligraphy Day, and happy birthday Mila Kunis.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
A review into the Nottingham attacks of June 2023 has found a series of errors, omissions and misjudgments by mental health services. The attacks resulted in the deaths of Barnaby Webber, Grace O'Malley Kumar and Ian Coates, and the man who carried out the killings, Valdo Calacane, is under hospital order in a high-security facility. The Care Quality Commission report found that he'd been diagnosed with psychosis and paranoid schizophrenia 3 years before the attack, but slipped through cracks in the NHS system. Health Secretary Wes Streeting says it's simply not good enough.
What's so shocking is that there were so many failures and fundamental failures. I can't imagine the unbearable grief they are going through, let alone knowing that these deaths were preventable if the NHS had been there when it should have been.
The families of the victims say that those responsible have blood on their hands and have continued their call for a statutory inquiry. The Chief Inspector of Healthcare at the CQC, Chris Giacchetti, says that the NHS needs to act on its recommendations quickly.
We went even further in publishing the recommendations we are expecting that the Trust should take. We have also made recommendations for other national bodies in order to ensure people are receiving the care and treatment they deserve.
Tensions remained high across the Middle East on Tuesday as Israel awaits Iran's threatened response to the killing of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran. Iranian officials have made clear that only a ceasefire in Gaza would hold Iran back from retaliation, but the Hamas negotiating team announced they would no longer be attending the talks on Thursday. Iran has faced considerable diplomatic pressure, including a 30-minute phone call from Prime Minister Keir Starmer to the Iranian president, and former Middle East Minister Alastair Burt says the UK needs to be involved in the diplomatic efforts.
It is important that the United Kingdom is seen as a part of a huge number of nations who are urging an end to this conflict. We still have military assets in the region, and we're part of a force designed to deter.
US Secretary of State Anthony Blinken was due to fly back to the Middle East on Tuesday, but his flight was rescheduled as fears grow that an attack is imminent. Dr. Sanam Vakil, the Middle East and North Africa Programme Director at Chatham House, says the attack may involve several different elements.
Iran will play a direct role in the attack, but perhaps Iran's role will be more calibrated and telegraphed to avoid escalation, while the other parts of the Axis might play a bolder role.
The Ukrainian military says they have now captured 74 settlements in the Russian region of Kursk as the surprise invasion of Russia's territory continues. It's still not clear what the eventual goal of the attack is, whether it's to improve Ukraine's negotiation position in peace talks or to raise morale for its audience at home. A foreign ministry spokesman said on Tuesday that Ukraine has no interest in holding the Kursk territory gained in the long term, and that unlike Russia, Ukraine does not need other people's property. The primary objective seems to be to complicate Russian logistics and supply lines and maybe to relieve some pressure on the front line in Donbass. James Heppy, former Armed Forces Minister, says Putin will have to react.
If the Ukrainians can solidify their position in the Kursk Oblast, then eventually Putin will be forced to respond, and that will get them the relief in the Donbass that they hope for. And it will remind people that the Ukrainians are hard as nails, and they will keep going if we give them the resource.
You may have forgotten that there's a Tory leadership contest going on, but don't worry, there are still 80 days to go before the new leader is selected. A new poll on Tuesday suggests that not only have people forgotten, they just don't care, with 62% saying they're really not bothered who replaces acting leader Rishi Sunak. There are still 6 contenders in the race, including Priti Patel, Kemi Badenoch, James Cleverly and Tom Tugendhat. The former security minister made a campaign speech on Tuesday, hitting out at Elon Musk's civil war in the UK comments, but also questioning new Prime Minister Keir Starmer's response to the recent riots.
When we needed a strong government, we got a party in the mindset of opposition. We needed a leader. We got a lawyer waiting for the case to reach court. These are early days for the government, and government isn't easy, but government isn't a game either.
Still to come on today's Smart 7, Man City will face the music, and Janet Jackson shakes her family tree. Right after this.
This summer, Instacart presents famous summer flavors coming to your front door. Or pool. Or hotel.
Your grocery delivery has arrived, sir.
That was faster than room service.
No violins in the lobby.
Oh, seriously? Anyway, sit back, relax, and get delivery in as fast as 30 minutes. Starring your favorite snacks, drinks, and more. Download Instacart for free delivery on your first 3 orders. Rated H for hungry audiences. Offer valid for a limited time. Minimum $10 per order. Excludes restaurants. Additional terms and fees apply.
Welcome back. After a hectic summer of sport, it seems impossible that football is already back, but Tuesday night saw the Carabao Cup get underway, and Friday night sees the Premier League return. The first game of the season sees Manchester United entertaining Fulham, and there's a full weekend of action ahead. Premier League champions Manchester City face Chelsea on Sunday, but they're still facing 115 charges over alleged financial irregularities. The charges were first brought 18 months ago, but the hearings will only begin in September. But Football Association CEO Richard Masters says even though things have moved slowly, the rules will be enforced.
There is no happy alternative to enforcing the rules, which everyone has agreed at the beginning of each season. They've looked at each other in the eye and shaken each other's hand and said we will abide by these rules. And so the Premier League has to enforce rules.
Her brother Michael might get all the media attention even now, but Janet Jackson is one of the biggest selling female artists of all time. She's sold over 100 million records, became the first woman to be nominated for a Grammy as a producer, and now she's back on tour. The tour is called Together Again, and it's due to hit the UK this September, so she's been popping up all over the place. She certainly surprised Scott Mills when she did a quick run through of the Jackson family tree and the name Stevie Wonder came up.
Are you related to Stevie?
She's our cousin on my mother's side. So is Tracy Chapman.
Hang on, can we go through the family tree again?
So is Samuel Jackson.
So Stevie is what to you?
My cousin.
Tracy Chapman?
Cousin.
Samuel Jackson?
He would be a cousin too. I mean, he's not my brother.
If you're a fan of Jackson Lamb, then there's good news for you, as Slow Horses is about to return to Apple TV+. If you don't know who Jackson Lamb is, you've still got time to get up to speed. Slow Horses stars Gary Oldman as Lamb, who runs Slough House, which is where rejected MI5 agents are sent for misbehaving. The show also stars Kristen Scott Thomas, Jack Lowden, and potential new villain Hugo Weaving. It's smart, funny, and full of action, and the first episodes drop on September 4th.
He's a monster. He created the assassination squad. Handcuffs won't be necessary, come on.
I'd rather not take any chances with a man who looks like he gropes people on buses.
You're being hurtful about my appearance. I might have to call HR.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes and we'll give you the world.
Hey, it's Danny Pellegrino from Everything Iconic. Ready to upgrade your style game without blowing your budget? Check out Quince. They've got all the good stuff, shirts and polos, activewear, and fine leather goods, all at 50 to 80% less than other high-end brands. And the best part? They're all about safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing. Get that luxury vibe without the luxury price tag. Hit up quince.com/upgrade for free shipping and 365-day returns on your next order. That's quince.com/upgrade.